What is going on in Rhode Island? To be honest, beats me. I don't never hear about anything going on in Rhode Island until now. Not sure if you've heard about this story, but if you haven't, let me go ahead and introduce you to this young lady right here, 25-year-old Destiny Viera. Better yet, let me use the collage that World Star put together showcasing this young lady. New Providence cop Destiny Viera, 25 years old, busted in drug raid, held without bail just months after joining the force. Folks, she was not arrested solo neither. Also caught up in this sting operation and raid was a man, 24-year-old Jaylan Lopez, who is facing drug conspiracy charges. Both Viera and Lopez appeared before a bail commissioner at Pawtucket Police Headquarters on Saturday and were ordered held without bail at the Adult Corrections Institution. Their next court appearance is scheduled for Monday. So about this guy charged with her. Not sure if this is her boyfriend or not. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say he probably was. Is this his fault? Did he set her up for the okie doke? Hear me out on this. Boyfriend goes to girlfriend and says, hey, I've got this grandiose idea. Hear me out now. You know me, I'm all up in the streets ripping and running. That's probably what was going on. Buddy was probably in the streets getting money, had him one who was trained to go, ride or die, ready to do whatever for her mans. She's a runner, she's a track star. I've been looking for a moment to throw that in. I'm sorry, I know it was probably cringe. As soon as I read this article, that was the first thing that came to mind. She's a runner, she's a track star. This is the full send definition of that right here, I think, right? Or maybe in that song, they're talking about a woman engaged in a lot of other activities. Who's to know? But this is what I gather from this situation. Buddy was probably in the streets. He went to his girl with an idea. Hey, listen, I've got this idea. Have you seen that movie? And what movie was it? Where they showcased the woman police officer who was in on the operation. I hate to believe that this idea was possibly sparked and came to be from something that you saw on TV. Look, if you become a cop, we will never get caught. We're gonna be rich. Shorty was not even on the police force, they say, but for a couple of months. I don't know how hard it is to become a police officer, but she went through all that just to end up locked up. So again, I ask you guys, do you think that it's probably Buddy's fault right here? No, she's a grown woman. She got to make her own decision. You make your bed, you got to lay in it. A Providence police officer is being held without bail following her arrest during a drug raid in Pawtucket on Friday morning. Authorities said 25-year-old Destiny Viera, who graduated from the Providence Police Academy's 72nd Training Academy in September of 2024, was a probationary officer at the time of her arrest. Police said the charges stem from a joint investigation between Providence and Pawtucket police. How in the world did they get caught? How did the police get wind of what was really going on? Hey, was Shorty making the drop in uniform? Somebody got caught, somebody told. And guaranteed, somebody told. On paper, this was a brilliant idea. Just like a jail or prison escape. Antoine Massey, a perfect example. Caught 2 miles away from the same jail that he broke out of. Sometimes the rationale and thinking is if you do it right underneath of their noses, they'll never know. Who's gonna know? I got to imagine that some kind of a way somebody got caught and was like, yo, I'm trying to strike a deal. You will never believe what I'm getting ready to tell you. Viera now faces multiple drug-related charges and will not be retained by the department due to the seriousness of the allegations and the standards the department upholds, according to police. Is she, in fact, facing even more time given the fact that she was a police officer? Possibly. I know that they didn't want to give her no bond because of that, and she ain't got no criminal record. She can't. She's a police officer. Damn, how you didn't even get no bond? I just shared a story about a career criminal down in North Carolina who unalived a police officer with his own service weapon during a freaking escape attempt, and they gave him a bond. But not in this case, though, huh? The city confirmed that Viera was earning $72,582 annually before her arrest. What? You're making almost $100,000 as a probationary police officer? I mean, that's like a rookie, right? Damn. What you making as a police officer with a couple of years under your belt up in Rhode Island? Rhode Island's like its own little country, right? I mean, we don't never hear, like, I don't know the first damn thing about this state. And no disrespect to anybody who's watching this video who's from that state. I'm sure it's a very beautiful place. Clearly, they don't play up there, but certainly they pay. 72 grand a year as a rookie cop? Where do I sign up? Also arrested in connection with the case was 24-year-old Jaylan Lopez, who was facing drug conspiracy charges. Both Viera and Lopez appeared before a bail commissioner at Pawtucket Police Headquarters on Saturday and were ordered held without bail at the Adult Corrections Institution. If this was, in fact, all Buddy's fault, do you think their relationship is strong enough to last through this? Maybe she didn't really want to go along with this plan. I'm definitely not trying to save her, okay? Let me just be clear here. I'm sure that there will be people in the comment section who say that they can do so, and more power to you. But let's just address another possible scenario here. What if she didn't want to go along with this? What if she thought that it was a bad idea? Jaylan, baby, I don't really like this. I'm scared. Trust me, baby. I got you. We'll never get caught. They're never going to suspect you. I mean, to be honest, it ain't a bad idea. The problem is, though, this idea goes completely out the window because you can't trust nobody else. And if anybody else knows anything and they get knocked off, like one of your little plucks, one of your customers coming to get a dime rock, if they get caught, man, they telling on you. And here's the crazy thing. They might not have even known about the girl. They probably just told on Jaylan. And the police set up surveillance and started doing their investigation. And all of a sudden, here comes Destiny into the picture. Wait a minute. Isn't that one of our rookies? Why is she loading kilos into the trunk of a squad car? Oh, you better hope she ain't do nothing like that because she is toast if she did. Another story that doesn't really provide much more information on this said that this was a months-long narcotics investigation. Damn. How many months we talking about here? Because Shorty wasn't even on the force, but for a couple of months. They also say 25-year-old Destiny Viera faces multiple charges, including 3 felonies for manufacturing, delivery, and possession with intent to distribute a controlled substance. This story is garnering a lot of attention, however, just based off of the appearance of this young lady. People are saying she's going to be okay no matter what. Come home, start her in OF. Other people are saying that Sad threw away her future over a man. And another person commenting, basically throwing the entire Rhode Island Police Department under the bus, guarantee their home is getting raided right now, said, well, the chief, his nephew, is the kingpin of cocaine in Rhode Island. What is that all about? What if she was the mastermind behind all of this? You know, this entire video I've been sitting here basically going in on dude, but what if it was the other way around? What if he was the scholar and she was the one with this idea? Hey, look, I'm going to join the police department and nobody's ever going to know. And Buddy's like, yo, wait, listen to me, baby. I don't know. I am not about that life at all. What are you talking about? I thought you was a good girl. Actually scratched that last statement right there saying that maybe it was her idea and not his. Folks, I actually ran across more information while putting this video together in a news article that actually sheds a lot more light on this case and crazy information that I'm running across. First, being arraigned for the charges I imagine that she faces, and her lawyer right here mentioning to the judge that the judge does have the opportunity to set bail at this point.
You have a right to set bail at this stage, Your Honor.
I do, but if state's objecting to bail.
I am, Your Honor.
Her attorney, David Cooper, fighting in the courtroom for his client to be granted bail, but the judge siding with the state's recommendation, keeping Viera behind bars at the ACI without bail as the state takes the case to Superior Court.
She's in a prison with people that have been arrested by the Providence police, and so obviously there are innuendos and threats being made towards her. And she's a young woman, 25 years old, never been in jail, never been arrested.
Absolutely insane that this young lady can't even get bail with no criminal record. But aside from that, they do shed more light on how this investigation actually came to be. At least what the lawyer is saying that where the raid took place was allegedly at this guy Jaylan's residence, and that Destiny doesn't even live there. She lives with her parents.
Her attorney argues she was just associated with the wrong person. 24-year-old Jaylan Lopez, who was also arrested in the drug bust and facing the same drug charges, including 2 counts of manufacturing, delivering, or possession with intent to manufacture or deliver a controlled substance.
But none of that is connected to her. None of that was found at the house where she lives at with the parents. None of that was found on her possession.
Viera was taken into custody while at work at Providence Police Headquarters, where she's now facing an additional count of obstructing a police officer while in the execution of his duties.
They say that she wasn't caught with anything and that she was just associated with the wrong person. They say police didn't even have to go far when it came to arresting Destiny, saying that she was right there at the police department. She got arrested on the job, man. But I think one of the craziest bits of information learned is the news asked the police chief, essentially her boss, that if she beats these charges or is found to be innocent, would they give her her job back? And they say no.
If, she's found innocent, are you going to take her back?
No, she's. I feel that based on the allegations that I have, and the fact that she was under probation, I tell you, we preach integrity in the academy from day one. The decisions matter. You're no longer John Doe. You're a Providence police officer.
Not sure if that really means they've got a lot more evidence on her than we know about right this second, but I'm definitely going to be curious to see where all of this ends up going. One thing's for certain, if it wasn't her and it was in fact all him, Buddy is absolute toast, and she definitely is going to be rolling over on him. But what if she doesn't though? What if their bond is stronger than that? If love is enough and love is all they need? Do you think there's the potential that she keeps it G up in the courtroom? Were they even married? Because I believe that if you are married, like you don't have to testify against your spouse, they can't make you do that. They can't even ask you to do that, maybe. Maybe she ends up marrying this guy. Maybe we've got it all wrong, and he really is a good guy. We just can't see what she sees. I shouldn't even attempt to make any jokes about this. This actually is a really screwed up situation. That's all in relation to this. You let me know what you think, and I hope that you found some interest in this. If you did so, please leave a like and a comment on this video letting me know exactly what you think. And if you find yourself new here on After Prison Show, enjoying this content but not yet subscribed to this channel, please consider doing so and turning on bell notifications so that you never miss an upload from us. It would greatly be appreciated and go a long ways to helping to support this channel. As always, until next time, enjoy life, the free world, never take a moment for granted, and make the most of every day. Peace!